Yeah.
Wow, dude, like, holy shit, dude, that's fuck me. I want to ask more now.
And then I said, "That's not my wife. I don't know whose body that is."
You, yeah, you see this in. So long story short, measure twice when you're using cucumbers.
Yeah. Silva, are you running through your room and like rapidly moving away and to your microphone again?
No, I'm downstairs because I just washed my floor because we have dogs and they piss and shit on it.
Is
And
your
I'm in the
microphone
echoey
upstairs?
room. I'm using my earbuds because it may be my phone actually. If I do this, does it like do a thing where like it sounds like
No.
okay?
No, it's
There's no
fine
like
right now. Why are
what's it
your
called?
dogs not house trained?
No, one's a Chihuahua mix who was abused, so she's very fearful and shakes every time. The other one's old as fuck and going blind and deaf. Oh, yes, I'm a puppy.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you
That,
can
that,
see.
that, that explains it.
Yeah, that does explain
Yeah,
it. That does actually explain
Like
it.
more of the Chihuahua mix than anything,
she
really.
her name's Zelda. She's a little rat looking thing, and like we call her we say we have two dogs and a rat because like she was just like she's not doggy at all. She's come out of her shell a lot in the last few years, and I think our new puppy has helped a lot. Our new dog Blue has helped a lot. I don't know if me telling my dogs' names or on stream is a good idea, but then again though. I don't think this gets barely any views, so let's be real. I don't think I'm any under threat. But
Ah, yes.
yeah,
People are gonna dox you based on your dog's names.
Definitely, dude.
yeah. But long story short, just they track in dirt because their kitchen is like right up against our backyard with these two sliding doors. So they walk in, have to go piss and shit, and they drag in dirt and stuff. They're old, so they like to pee on the floor sometimes. Especially this little Shih Tzu who belonged to my stepdad. So like, long story short, she likes to piss in front. I've seen her like, you know what dog pee pads look like?
Yes.
I don't have dogs,
Yeah,
so I can only imagine.
they're like disposable like medical cloth absorption pads you put down. I once saw her basically just like spread her legs, plop her ass on the ground, and just like piss right in front of me. She was like she was like a full her like she was like standing on the pad, and her ass was like a full 6 inches away from it, like right next to it, but on the bear tile. So yeah, she's old. I love her though, but she's getting up there.
I mean, at least like at least it's on tiles and not wooden
Oh yeah,
floor.
Oh yeah, that's
actually,
yeah.
yeah, we've actually had wooden floor. My house actually has like wooden floor. It's really nice.
Now your
But
microphone is doing weird things.
it me moving. I'm walking around and like
Yeah,
open
that's
and
not
things.
ideal. That's
Weird.
sort
So
of
here,
not.
let me stand still for a second. We did have lacquer floor. Eventually, we replaced it with all black tile because my stepdad's a contractor, so he got a good deal off of it. Basically, our kitchen and dining room completely black tile. It's so nice.
Is
It's
it?
much
Does that
easier to
look
clean
good?
up.
Black tile? Is that a cool thing?
It is. I'll send you a picture of it, and here's a picture of my
Damn! Now,
nice.
now we can really dox him.
Yeah, use the angle of the sun, like 4chan did with Shia LaBeouf rolled on the
Yeah.
flag. Gideon, Burger, you know that story, right?
I am
You
not
will not
sure
invite
that I
us.
do, but it
Shia
seems
LaBeouf
it sounds like a Hollywood story. So I.
it,
it's
it's
funny though.
it's
It's strange.
4chan playing capture the flag with Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, so he
Oh
did an
yeah, of course I
anti-Trump
remember that.
protest.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that was
Yeah,
a whole
yeah,
big
it
thing.
started
It was
out.
very cool.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, I remember it
was
well actually.
yeah, it was a live stream sign on a wall, and then people came and said Hitler did nothing wrong. And then one guy saying, I think either Sins of the Father or Snake Eater from Metal Gear Solid. And then like he got arrested on a live stream. And then like it moved to basically a flag, and they used the fucking angle of the sun in cross-referencing the planes flying by with actual like air traffic like announcements and like flight announcements to like locate that fucking flag. And then I think they like raised up a T-shirt with Pepe on it and then "Make America Great Again." as
Yeah.
you know, as the Nouns do.
God, 4chan is like their public shenanigans, I guess you could say. You could call it. Uh,
They're the they're the embodiment of what people think like a true neutral freaking D&D character is basically like there's a schizophrenic who like goes from um saving children from sex trafficking to then burning down an orphanage. Like it can be wild.
I'm not sure if that is true neutral,
It strikes me more as chaotic neutral.
but
Yeah.
And
yeah.
chaotic.
the way
chaotic
that I've
neutral,
heard
chaotic neutral.
4chan described, right? And
Yeah.
it's a description I can agree with. It's that it's a three-headed hydra. One head is everything nice and cool and awesome about the internet. The second head is everything vile and evil and malevolent about the internet, and the last head is just like spewing out porn and racism.
Yeah, the last head is
I got the
gay.
race. Yeah, the last head is. Yeah, the last head. Wait, wouldn't the racism be in the vile part? Like,
No, the racism should be in the good part of the good.
The
head.
cool part.
I feel like the
This
third
the,
head is like.
see the
is just-
the joke here is that I'm saying that racism is good and cool.
yeah.
I
So
just
the
want to
good,
make
the
that
bad,
clear that that is definitely something I'm saying and not a joke. I mean,
fucking gypsies, man.
Well, no,
I know
I
actually gypsies are cool.
I think
I was listening to your Vampire Clan video, by the way. Good shit. I'm listening to that over and over because I really like it.
I
like the
still cannot believe that they made World of Darkness gypsies in the 90s. Like I still can't, just the sheer racism of that. I still cannot believe it.
I mean, it's 90s Europe.
No, but even in
From
the
a British
90s,
company.
dude, it's even in the 90s. Yeah, like you have to. Like I can't believe that in the 90s. I mean, I totally can't believe it, but I
mean, the gypsy racism has not really gone away. Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah, you fucking go to rural Europe and it's like, oh, there's gypsies there. And it's like, so there's just people who live there? Like, there's just people?
Rural Europe? Try like metropolitan Denmark.
Well, to be fair, that is Denmark, though. Denmark is,
An
shall
odd
we say,
place.
unique.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of I feel like there's a lot of commonalities between like Midwestern United States and rural Europe, other than the fact that you have that they have actual functioning public transportation infrastructure. So
Actually, I was gonna say questionable, but that is true. Like, even if you live in like rural Germany, there's buses and shit that you can take.
and trains and shit.
And
like,
yeah, there's a couple train stations.
We do not put money into it.
Or you can like ride the bike. Like that is also something that you can very much do.
That is true, but riding bikes is also gay. So
No, but if you look at like American rural towns and like more European rural towns, is that the European rural towns were built when there wasn't cars and not even bikes either. But they're much more packed together and concentrated than like if you go to the middle of fucking Iowa. And a town is just a collection of farms, and you need to drive like 15 minutes on the bike.
Oh yeah, I can truly imagine that it's probably like where you live. You probably are like a couple minute walk away from like a restaurant or like a bus stop. I'm guessing that's like what seems like a lot of European towns are like really made for convenience. They're built because people are gonna walk.
Well, they're not built for convenience. They're just not built for cars. But you can drive cars in them. They're just not built to explicitly accommodate them.
Oh yeah, and it very much shows once you have like oncoming car traffic and you're in a car. Like, you can barely fit two cars on the road.
Yeah, see, the trick to that is not having a car.
But cars are based though.
No.
They go vroom and go fast.
Cars
And
are-
that's also how I racked up like £25,000 in speeding ticket fines in Britain.
Yes. Yes.
What the
And
fuck,
I can
like,
safely say that
25,000?
because Britain is not part of Europe anymore. Fuck them.
Wait. 25,000 or 2,500?
No, 25,000.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell, dude!
I hid
Thank God
every
for Brexit.
I hid every speed camera on like the road up and down from like Dundee in Scotland all the way down to like
You're
Like,
officially the most base
to
person
the-
on this server.
to the what's that place? Bovington, where the tank museum is at.
Yeah.
God, that was
Wait.
such a fun trip.
So wait,
You smashed
wait,
all
you
of
still-
them.
I
Damn,
so wait,
respect.
Brexit.
was going for a record, mate.
Yeah.
So because Brexit, then can they not like pursue this legally now? Or do you just
I
never
mean,
just, like,
they tried apparently.
So-
Why is there an apparently amended to this sentence? Like, why is it not entirely clear if they tried?
I mean,
hey,
they did try, like sort of half-heartedly, like so like contacting the Danish police, going, yeah, this guy owes us money for these ticket fines, and Danish police are like, guy in a government contract, nah, he's not paying that. Plus, you're out of the EU, get fucked.
Hell yeah, dude.
base the Danish police. Can you like not, dude? Oh my God. Hey, calm down. No. No bueno.
Also, there's no statute of limitations on speeding tickets in the UK. I found out.
And
they
they
just-
just never return to England. Oh no, how terrible.
Yeah, I have some friends there, but I don't want to go back there.
I bet you that there is a statute of limitation on rape.
Probably.
But there isn't one on speeding tickets.
Yeah, but speeding is like an actual crime.
I mean, according to Rotherham, rape is not a crime.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. Speaking of
I'm sorry,
speeding
what?
tickets,
What?
speaking of speeding tickets, there's a huge. So you know how you can go as fast as you want on the German autobahn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the Greens have been trying to like make that not be a thing here for a long time, and it's something that every time it's a little bit like, you know how when you bring up guns in America, immediately the discourse becomes highly emotional.
Is that
Like
the same
everyone's
thing?
like, you will never take my guns from me. I will destroy you. That's like immediately the second you even say the word gun. That is how it works in Germany with like the speed limit on the autobahn.
You cannot take away my autobahn.
That is that discourse. And like the funny thing is, like the Greens are so incredibly myopically like it's such a dumb idea because yes, certainly it would reduce greenhouse gas emissions by like pretty much nothing. It would be a reduction, but you could also like kill 5 cows
How much of the Green Party would you say is
and you'd
corporately
achieve the
being
same
influenced?
effect. What?
I mean,
How much of the Green Party do you feel like in Europe or like in Germany is being influenced by major corporations, shift away from like the pollution caused by like electric power plants to like
I mean,
consumer activity?
didn't the Greens in Germany literally take bribes from Gazprom?
No, that was the general like anti-nuclear sentiment that was spread by a certain like a group of environmental activists that became pretty powerful within Europe in like governments. They're not like activists as in public activists, but like bureaucrats, and they
So
came out of a
lobbyists.
Gazprom-funded think tank.
I have a question. I understand
But-
that these like oil barons want to keep gas because it's profitable, but why not just
No,
like,
it was like anti-nuclear because of Gazprom has so much money, they might as well take a shotgun approach to securing their market dominance. What I'm saying anyway, the fucking speed limit. So the emissions that you would save on it are like marginal. Like right now, the just the drop in Bitcoin, right, has if it stays that way, we save 27 times annually the amount of greenhouse gases than we would have with a speed limit on all the autobahns in Germany. Because it's so rare that you even get to go that fast, and that you get to go faster than the speed limit that they want to put in. Like, the only times when you do it are the times when there's the least amount of cars on the road. There's plenty of autobahns where there are already speed limits in many areas.
Hello,
So that's a
cringe,
very
bro.
standard thing that's already happening. Like, the savings in emissions are tiny. They are infinitesimal almost.
Like my penis.
And it's honestly, it's so incredible that they are investing everything on like getting rid, like they are blowing all of their political capital, because this is an overwhelmingly unpopular thing to do.
Can I ask, just because I don't have the context here, are
Yeah.
we talking about like energy savings and renewable energies on the side
we're
of
we're talking about speed limit on the autobahn.
And my cock.
It is an overwhelmingly unpopular thing to do in Germany. It is especially overwhelmingly unpopular with people who are already not too on board with green shit, which are the exact people that need to be brought on board with green shit, because they comprise like the core of the population. Well, not quite the core, but a lot of the major polluters, right?
Yeah, so like a third to like 2/4.
It's a measure of micro-consumerism, which in general is not something that political capital should be blown on, because you can much more effectively utilize that political capital to put it into like actually regulating meaningful systemic problems. Like, I'm with the Greens on like not running the nuclear plants now as a like to gain energy from them over the course of the next year, because it has different reasons why we shouldn't be doing that. It's like the reason we shouldn't be doing that isn't because it doesn't work, but because the main problem we have is a heat problem, and they generate electricity. They don't put heat in the heating system. And also there's it would be an unfathomable investment of money, and you'd need to get new fissile materials, and you'd need to rehire a bunch of people that are already working, like they already have work contract elsewhere. Like it would be a stupid idea to do that just on like a basic cost benefit analysis level. Like, I'm on board with
question
that.
and wait, Burger question. Moving along from my penis.
Oh my god, can you stop mentioning your penis?
Well, Burger needs to stop mentioning his, and then I'll stop. Okay, wait. So you said like an issue with nuclear power is that it doesn't provide
No.
heating
This is not an issue with nuclear power. Please do not in any way understand that there is a current specific situation in Germany where we are facing an energy crisis in the winter. And there is a suggestion that we should keep the 3 nuclear plants that are still running in the country, that are slated to be completely shut off at the end of the year, running for another year to deal with that energy crisis. But there are specific particular reasons why that just is not a particularly beneficial thing to do. So I'm saying this to like point out that I am absolutely on the side of like science and reason. But there is so little benefit to speed limits on the Autobahn. Like, almost none at all. It is purely a symbolic thing that's just gonna piss off a bunch of people.
I mean, if we're gonna talk like to
be fair,
doing green things, right? Based upon the premises of traffic. Shout out to the SAS pilots who are currently striking.
The who pilots?
The Scandinavian Airways pilots. I believe that's Scandinavian. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, Scandinavian Airlines. The pilots are currently striking because they were... I forget what the word is called in English, but effectively, the pilots union, and I think a couple of other unions were involved as well, their sort of agreement with SAS was coming up for renegotiation. And apparently they had reached an agreement that both parties were happy with. And as they were about to shake on it, SAS basically just tore up the contract and said no. And as a result, the SAS pilots went on strike.
You mean
That's
So-
incredibly stupid of them to do.
Oh yeah, now
so?
more than 20,000 pilots or so, I think it was, are
So, hang on.
striking. Now, no SAS plane is flying at the moment.
Yeah.
This is costing
What
SAS
is-
hundreds of millions of Danish crowns. Like, I think they're up to
Oof.
like $1 billion in losses so
Yeah,
far.
it's also probably this
Hang on,
strike has probably
wait. Can I ask a
my
question? Holy shit. So if I understand this, you mean to tell me that the company was trying to shake up the contracts, or whatever the term was you were using, and the pilots weren't happy with that, and so they're striking now?
Yes, right. So SAS has done a lot of sketchy shit over the past couple of years. One was making a subsidiary company that was going to hire a pilot at the fourth of the salary with way less work protections or workers' rights, including stuff like taking a day off if your parents died.
Yeah, no, that's incredibly shitty. Not to mention dangerous.
So that they made the subsidiary company to bypass union agreements. And pilots aren't happy about that for obvious reasons. But yeah, they have probably done more for greenhouse gases and like CO2 release than any other working person has done for quite a while.
That's what I wanted to point out. Yeah.
Plus, they're costing a corporation and investors millions, which is based.
But the one thing I will say is whenever I hear about like people union busting or people just trying to fuck over workers or shit that affects like the environment, I just go from like I'm trying to be a reasonable person to just fucking viva la revolution, motherfucker.
There is something to be said. This is something that happens on the German language podcast very often. And it is something that I hear said more and more, is that people should be afraid of saying shit like this. By which I mean like being in a union negotiation, getting to an agreement and then tearing up the contract. Just to like prove a point that you're the company and you're the big baller. Or shit like this is something that's happening right now in Germany. Where big corporations are going, well, so the law is, if there is a shortage of gas, we make sure that people in private homes can heat their homes and do not freeze to death. This is what the law is. But now that gas is probably going to be rather scarce in the winter, a lot of companies are going like, oh, we should turn that around, that we can like get production running, because the jobs there will be, if we can't do with the jobs, you will lose the jobs. And I mean, you can like just spend more time at the company then, because it's going to be warm at the company. People should be afraid of saying things like this, and there was a time in this country where people were afraid of saying things like this.
Oh yeah, companies have gotten entirely too used to the amount of power they actually hold.
Yeah.
This is why, technically speaking, I do like living in. Well, I don't live in Europe. I live in England, the UK, which doesn't have nearly enough as protections as the EU. But oh well. But at the very same time,
is a shithole.
Yes, more or less is what I'm trying to say. But we do get strikes here. Like the tube lines have been fucking striking for ages.
Oh no!
now.
I need to be very clear about this. I don't mean strikes. I mean the fucking Red Army faction.
Oh yeah,
I mean them like literally murdering people. I don't condone that kind of thing, of course. I'm not like, I think that's good. But, I think it had a certain tampering effect on some of the worst excesses of capitalism. I'm just making that observation. I'm not condoning it. But I am
Yeah.
making the observation that that was the case.
It's like I used to be. I'm noticing this change in me, where it's like I used to be a very reasonable. Well, reasonable. I don't know if you would call this reasonable, but I used to be a very middle ground kind of guy. Like, yeah, let's talk this out. Let's compromise. I'm noticing that compromising doesn't tend to help sometimes, for the vast majority of cases.
Well,
See,
Sometimes for the majority.
that's because where like these compromises that are being made are not something that either side can live with.
Yes.
They're
When you
not-
make a true compromise, it is supposed to be something that both sides can live with. They might not
Yeah.
necessarily like it, but they can live with it.
And the thing is too, these are not compromises done between like capitalists and socialists. These are compromises done between capitalists and like neoliberals. So between capitalists and capitalists.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the fight. It's not really a compromise between the reasonable position and the unreasonable position. It's a compromise between the extremely unreasonable position and the slightly less unreasonable position. That is the political reality.
Basically,
of it.
a Trump v. Hillary situation.
Yes, exactly.
Choose the lesser. Choose one which is the lesser of two evils. You don't know which one it is.
They're both rich cunts, except one is more outwardly racist than the other.
And the other one has a lot of sketchy allegations.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
also
you
mentioned.
don't-
Please don't murder me,
there is
Clinton Foundation.
No one like this. This is the thing about like the Clintons, right? No one has like 100 friends who have committed suicide. Like
No.
just-
What?
it's a-
If
Wait,
you
really?
do-
Wait, seriously?
If
I'm
you
not
do,
sure if it's
back up.
you are
I'm not sure if it's
sketchy
100,
AF.
but it is an unreasonable. It's like an extremely high number.
Yeah, it is an unreasonable
Yes,
amount,
it's like-
people will say.
Most people don't have any friends that commit suicide. Like, if you have a wide social circle, yeah, that's gonna be a thing. But, like, just
Yeah.
the sheer amount of people who have been, like, in touch with the Clintons, and, like, not just in touch with them, but close and, like, affiliated with the Clintons, who have committed suicide over the decades. It's just, it's
It's
a
like
little sus.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You
it's
think
not
Clinton-
like they know a lot of people. They might know
Oh,
like
shit, I
through
need to
extension.
delete this message.
What message? What?
There was
No,
no.
well,
message. There's no- never
my
was any
YouTube correspondent has advised me not to
Yeah.
continue.
What was I going to say again? What was I
There
going to
was no
say
message.
again?
There was absolute no. There's nothing. No, don't. This nothing. has
Forget this
happened.
conversation ever happened. We never
Nothing
had
is-
this.
I need to mute foreign winter now too. That should.
Oh wait, is that gonna like? Would that actually get you like in trouble because it's like
No,
misinformation?
no.
Yes, it'll
Of
get
course
you
not, we're-
assassinated.
Wait, I thought. You think Bill Clinton raped some kids? Like legitimate question.
Bruh.
In my personal opinion, that definitely happened.
Oh, for sure. Like, come on, he was friends with fucking Epstein, or at least had very good connections to Epstein.
Here's the thing, right? So, child fucking is so prevalent among the elite, right? How much of it?
There's
do
an
you
insane
think-
cabal.
How much of it do you think is just like how many of the guys who like fuck children are doing it for the clout?
What do you mean?
Well, no, because okay, so
What?
you know how
What?
secret societies work, right? This is like there's
Yeah.
all these stories about secret societies, like David Cameron fucked a dead pig and shit, all of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And the
Okay.
reason that happens is because they basically they create a bunch of scandals, so they all have dirt on each other, and they like create a sort of a loyalty between these like selfish sociopaths. Because when like they step out of line and they go against like the overall like everyone enriches themselves strategy, they have dirt on each other that they can spring, and then they can ruin someone's career. That's why that happens.
Yeah.
so that's
the
why.
same-
So that's why Epstein brought him to the island. They have him like.
I
get the,
genuinely,
have,
that is my question. Like, how
Yeah.
many of those didn't do it? Like, there's this fucking joke of this, like, on the
My-
Cumtown joke with this. I don't even remember his name. Some like
Actually-
some Jewish millionaire that Tucker Carlson brings on to make people more anti-Semitic.
by the way, rip
I
the
do
town. By the
have
way,
a
and
theory.
like yeah.
So, what if it didn't start like that? Like, there's gotta be like some line.
Yeah, I don't think.
that
Yeah, I
they
don't think that they
cross.
just got together and only did like child rape for the cloud. There's like a cabal of them who were like, "Oh, I have all the
Actually-
power in the world. What's the
Yeah,
one thing I can't
actually,
do?"
my other question is, so there's like how it started, but my other question is, do you think so? Clinton is accused of raping the secretary. He's had extramarital.
I did not
affairs.
have.
I did
Don't you
oral sex
remember
with that
that
woman.
he didn't have
sexual
sexual relations with that woman?
Do you think they were holding something over his head, like the guys that brought him to Epstein Island?
No,
or
you
whatnot?
don't
that's
understand.
not
He was
what I mean
getting
at
head.
all.
He was
Yeah,
what?
he was
He was
getting.
getting head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
it's like it, but you do it to like be part of the club. Like it's like it's like a networking thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like to,
like
to,
a- it's
like,
like
because
a- it's-
to these people, it's all about being in the in group, and like the being in the in group of like Epstein's Island shit. That's like one of the ultimate in groups because like only the fucking richest and most powerful people get to do that.
Yeah,
because
it's
they
like
can get
hazing
away
for a
with it.
fraternity. So it's
Yeah,
like hazing
yeah.
for a fraternity, but like even more life ruining.
Exactly.
Like
I
there's
know,
movie
but
called
here's-
Goat where
but here's
like
the thing, though, right? It isn't really all that life ruining because they all get away with it. Like it's not like
I mean
they-
life ruining for the things that, for I mean life ruining for everybody else.
like we
other than the rich cunts.
we know that this happened. Like this, just because it didn't get prosecuted in a court of law, we have the lists. Yeah, we can
That art
put
looked
two
cool,
and
by
two
the way.
together.
So that art
You
looked cool, by
think-
the way. I posted.
That is cool.
How
yeah.
badly? So I do have a question. How badly do you think the European, like, I'm sure the European elites are also in on something like this.
Oh, definitely.
But how badly do you think they are?
They're the
affected?
same elites.
First of all, they're the same elites, but also like I feel like European elites are a lot more like old blood aristocracy, and they have probably other mechanisms to keep these things quiet. Like they don't use a
Fair.
private jet to fly to the private island; they just have them tied up in the basement. My
like
my hope is
Roman Polanski, basically.
Nice, dude. I got that game too.
Yeah, Brigado was pretty nice.
My hope with all this is that now that it's clear that they just can get away with doing this, and there will be absolutely no consequences whatsoever to literally any action that they perform. Like there could be like video of them eviscerating a baby in the street and nothing would happen. My hope is that they'll like stop doing that because it loses the thrill of them, like of this like power trip, which I think is the thing that originally drew them to it. Now, to be fair, it has to be said, probably what that will result in is that they will do something worse. But I just can't imagine many things that are like worse than that. Like I think the list of things that are worse than like child rape, it's not very long.
I mean,
But-
war crimes, literal war crimes, and
But, I
the
mean,
Clintons
that is
agree.
I feel like-
no, Push, no, like the vast majority of war crimes don't even come anywhere close to that.
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
you could
Yeah.
do like a system if you do like a if you were to, for instance, do a mass child rape as a military strategy, that would be a war crime, sure. But most war crimes are not. I mean, there's a utilitarian argument to be made from there that it's like, oh, but more people died, but then it's like they died so they don't suffer anymore, and the victims of Epstein, they're all still suffering. But yeah, most war crimes are not as horrible as like the entirety of the elite's fucking kids.
Yeah. That is a very specific, very moral no crime.
Like, the Holocaust was definitely worse. Like, that's one of the things where you can say,
Yeah, no,
that's...
for
you can-
sure.
But the thing is, just the... I mean, they have so much money, they might be able to do it. But I hope that maybe that's the line. Where they're, like, so bored that they go to, like, just kill people groups in Africa.
And then get brought to
just feel like-
justice.
So Eric Trump actually does what he wanted to do all
Yeah,
along, and just
yeah.
go hunt black people.
Yeah, I mean, that...
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. But I think, like, just hunting people, too, isn't even as high on the list as, like, child rape.
Yeah, no. Rape is already pretty bad, I would say. But fucking, you know,
I mean, I would
raping
hope you would
children-
say that.
Dude, come... I might be a
Welcome to the
fucking weeb, but I'm
conversation,
not a
by the way,
degenerate.
Neo. Welcome to this.
Wait, is Neo in chat? Oh, Nemo.
That's
I
not
thought you
Nemo.
were saying Neo.
It's because
No,
it says
no,
Neon
diddle.
Monster.
Yeah.
And there's like,
I
there's
was
been 15
as
people
we were
here
talking
that agree,
about
some
that, I was
variation
thinking of
Neo.
the Do Not Diddle Kids skit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God.
But yeah.
What was I
Also,
gonna say again?
welcome to War Crime Simulator, the game.
Yeah, like
I thought that was
honestly,
Spec Ops The Line.
I feel that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia should be like enshrined as like an international treasure.
It
Oh, absolutely.
really
By the way,
is.
Burger, a related video in studio chat, by the way.
Yeah, I can't play it because it's a video.
Exactly.
It's also copyrighted,
Thank
probably.
you very much.
Wait, there's a player though in Discord though.
It doesn't
That-
matter.
that
That's
is not
still
the
playing
problem at
copyrighted
all.
material.
That's not even
on a
remotely
stream.
an
Oh!
issue.
What if I download it as an MP4 and then
No,
play it?
No, that's not how
that isn't
copyright
the
works.
problem.
It's just showing that clip, regardless, is going to
It's
get Burger
the,
copyright.
the stream taken down and all that.
What if I pirate it?
Yeah, it would no, but look, it would be me pirating it, dude.
You're just
by the way,
streaming my
piracy
pirated-
is based. You should do piracy.
No, I agree, but you know,
And I mean actual piracy, not the weird internet kind.
No, both. both.
honestly, a lot of pirates over the course of time, like not privateers, but pirates, actually were
Like
mega
actual
fucking
pirates?
cool. Like the Pirate Republic and the way that pirates worked in like the golden age of piracy was those pirate ships were worker-owned cooperatives. Like that's what
Yeah.
they
Which
owned
is
the
why
ship
the government
collectively.
wanted to fuck them up.
Yeah, that was a major aspect of it too. Like they owned the ship collectively. They elected captains and quartermasters. Maybe
Yeah,
not
they
so
had
much surgeons. And they,
They
had like
also-
certain
They
keys
also
by
had
which
very
loot would be
strict
distributed.
rules.
Yeah,
They also had very strict rules and shit.
yeah.
No,
You know, I was like,
Hush. The reason why the governments wanted to get rid of them wasn't because, they were a worker cooperative. It's because they quite literally
Yeah, I
stole
know.
from said governments.
No, but also there was
Which is what a
definitely a
worker
systemic
cooperative
aspect
should
to
do.
it. Like
Oh,
there
yeah.
was a lot of there were like a lot of pirates were trying to like get out of the piracy game and start like fucking Port Royale and shit, like start a pirate republic that where the economy wouldn't be based mostly on looting and pillaging. But they sent warships after that shit.
Yeah. They had even hired pirates to take out other pirates.
I mean,
who
yeah,
were
that's-
unironically
yeah.
called privateers.
And do piracy also. Like that's how
And do
piracy
piracy
started.
to
Is
the
like it was
pirates.
government backed shit. But then when it became socialist, they were like, yeah, we should probably
Hence why I said the government didn't want that shit. As soon as they smelt a whiff of regular people getting power, it was like, oh no, stomp that shit down, bro.
It was like that with the Likadela as well, which were pirates in like the North Sea and the Baltic
Baltics?
Sea.
Yeah.
During the Hanseatic era. Well,
Yeah.
literally the name Likadela means, people who split things equally. In whatever the fuck language, Frisian or something. So there was that, but of course, the obvious reason is they're costing us money. but there was also an ideological aspect to it.
Oh, for sure.
Even though
And there are Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was done basically.
Yes, sir. Posh, is there a multiplayer aspect to Brigador, or is it just single player?
It's completely single player.
Yeah, it still looks fun. But dang.
Yeah, it is very fun. They've got killers, though. I would recommend looking at, like, some stuff the devs have said, because, yeah, they've not said some great stuff. Specifically, like, the designer. One of them said, like, some very naughty words about gay people and shit. Like, to me, like, when I...
Oh, the naughty words.
Yeah,
I said naughty words.
I like naughty words like I want to have gay sex.
Like, I'm not... I need to
Those
rewatch...
specifically.
I need to rewatch the drama recap, but from what I hear, he's just been he was just posting, like... And this isn't even, like, ages ago. This was recently, like... I think they found out in, like, 2020 he was still posting shit like that, like, faggots and shit, and, you know, gay people.
I've said far worse than the faggots.
Yeah, no, to be fair, but at the same time, you throwing up a fake apology. Like, to me, I don't have a problem with that. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't have a problem with people calling people.
I don't give a shit about the words people
use.
use. I care about the intent of how they use them. Like,
I don't necessarily.
Exactly.
I don't necessarily care about the intent either. Like, I'm gonna.
I wanted you use the word either.
Opposite.
I only care about the intent, and I really do care about the intent.
Like, to me, it's like, as long as you're not supporting people with the money that could harm these people you are insulting, I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, you could say the most vile, untrue shit. As long as you're not actively, you know, giving money to people who actively harm the groups you are insulting.
I want to point out, I think, like, legally, you should, of course, be allowed to say whatever the fuck shit, unless there's a very specific set of tests where freedom of speech isn't really speech anymore. But in terms of, like, the social judgment for shit, I think the intent is what matters. And it does matter
I don't think
very
you should
much.
try to hurt people with what you're saying. Like, you could cuss or whatever. That's how I, like, explain the difference in cussing. It's just like, I'm not cussing at you. I'm just cussing.
Yeah, I mean,
Jeez, Kirsten.
This may actually not be a true statement today because I don't remember, but I love saying this. Like, I've said the N-word today. Like, this is... Like, when was the last time you said it?
That sounds about
right.
right.
Probably at some point today.
Yeah, your friends with Core can probably give you a pass.
Yeah,
I do. I have
fine.
so many passes, but I would never say a racist thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
Unless
wouldn't
it's a
like.
joke, and it's funny.
Yeah.
That's the
If I could, also, I want to say that if you said this earlier, you probably said it, you know, not recorded, so you know that's less of an issue because no one can prove that you said it.
This is in my personal moral estimation, it doesn't matter whether or not someone is looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it does in this context matter whether or not someone is looking because, like, if I'm standing in my kitchen, like, saying the N-word to the voices in my head, literally no one is harmed.
Yeah, that's fair. Or if you call a mosquito the N-word, because I feel like those are the only living things that deserve that name, that deserve being called racial slurs.
I mean,
you just call them mosquito.
The
I feel
thing
like
is,
mosquitoes
like,
is enough of a slur.
This is the one thing I fucking hate about living in England. So there was this case. It wasn't very prominent, but there was this case I read about a man who got assaulted in his own home. Like, they were stealing and shit in his own home. He decided to defend himself, and in the heat of the moment, called them the N-word.
See, this is something that I like. That's something my mind wouldn't even go.
But it's not finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, to be fair, that's, you know, like, if he says that while he's defending himself against people who are, you know, stealing from him.
No, I mean, I understand, like, being angry at that point, but, like, I feel if that were happening to me, I'd call them, like, assholes or some shit, or fucking cunts.
True. But yeah, the story continues. those guys were let free. They had a complete description about them. Those guys completely let free. The homeowner, fucking gone to jail, bitch.
This isn't
Wait,
some
hang on.
reason.
So hang on. So they robbed him, and they were found
They were
not
robbing him.
guilty, and then
Oh no, they were let go. They
Yeah.
were let go by the police. They were not gone to court or whatever.
Oh, they
As fa-
didn't
as
even
far as
go to court, and so then they went to court and were like, "While we
No,
were
no, no, no,
robbing this
no, no, no,
guy-
no, no, no,
Why
no.
were they
no.
arrested?
They told the police while they were being arrested. Oh, he called us the N-word and he assaulted us. You know, like
He got arrested for being
Why are you-
racist?
Why are you
It's not-
surprised about this? Like,
Incredible.
Self-defense-
Again-
you don't remember Heinzke?
no, like again, like I'm not surprised. I'm just saying this is the reason I fucking hate living in this country. Like you cannot defend yourself.
I mean, it's
The
not
self-defense laws that exist there.
Saying the N-word isn't
Yeah.
part of it. Isn't like not an effective self-defense strategy. It's not a magic spell.
I mean,
I mean,
like,
true.
considering what I've seen on the internet, it might as fucking well be.
But I don't understand. I don't understand why the prosecution decided to prosecute him and not the people who were robbing his house. Like that's the thing that bothers
Because
me.
you said a naughty. Because in England we are so fucking prudish. That's the problem. We're like,
But
you
they
said a
robbed
naughty word.
his house, dude.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
it takes precedent because to us we are a very
Does
prudish,
it?
very noble country. So you know.
Oh,
it's
watch your
like-
manners
but this
when you're
is-
robbing
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you say
exactly, it
cunts
is-
all the time though.
No, that's the Australians. Like you say cunt up north.
No, British
you
people say cunt as well.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not hate speech, so it's
To
not
be-
technically a crime.
Yeah, I will also say, like,
God,
people
dude.
call each other cunt, they are mostly just working class against other working class people.
No, they're
If you're against a
friends.
noble, though. So
No.
it's technically seen
No,
as...
no. It wouldn't be illegal to call anyone a cunt here.
True.
Like, it's specifically like hate
Against...
speech, which is why he got in trouble for it.
But they decided to prosecute him about the robbery that they didn't prosecute.
Yeah.
I
That
don't
is.
understand this.
I
Just
mean,
say you
I
didn't
think
do
it's
it.
unreasonable that like they fucking hit him with this in the first place. But
I
the
would.
fact that they didn't prosecute the robbery is really
Yeah.
the thing that gets me.
Fucking systems.
Yeah. Now, like, again, I genuinely hate everything to do with, like, the political and legal system in Britain. It is. Like, you have no right to self-defense. You hit someone and knocked them out when they were trying to fucking shank you? Oh, bitch, well, you know,
Can that
that's a
happen
mark
to
on your
you?
record. Yeah, no, that can fucking
Incredible.
happen. Like-
fucking England moment.
Oh,
That being
my
said,
God.
what
Apparently,
it-
self-defense is very confusing.
Oh no, because from my mind, I see this as like, oh, the nobles just didn't want to give it to people because that would mean like lower class people just being able to defend themselves from unjust shit.
no, because the same laws apply to them as well. Like they're not allowed to defend
Well,
themselves.
in theory, the same laws
In
apply to
theory.
them. In
Nobles in the
practice,
UK
no.
don't have, like they're not as rich as what you're
True,
thinking.
but at
Well,
the
they're
same time, you
Tories.
still got like,
I was about to say, like, the fucking, like, making a distinction between, like, politicians and nobles is kind of a moot point because if in Britain, they're effectively the same thing.
well, they
Perhaps
can be the
among
same, yes,
Tories.
because you do have the House of Lords. Let me remind you, which is more or less just
Pretentious.
people who were not elected who have positions of power in politics.
That is still insane to me, but you know,
That's
it is a
crazy.
Yeah.
constitutional monarchy.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna like have a bit of a spicy take, but if I'm completely honest,
Spicy.
the House of Lords generally has a better track record than the House of Commons.
That is
Is
true.
that so?
They hold themselves. The one thing I do say, and I looked up with this because I had an argument with you remember Frankie, right, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah. So my neighborhood friends. And basically, he was like, "No, like the House of Lords hold themselves accountable. Like if they make a mistake, they will hold other members accountable until they resign. Like,
Also,
you know,
when was the last time a member of the House of Lords was caught watching porn in Parliament?
never. I
The
don't
last
think
time
so.
a member of the House of Commons was caught watching porn in Parliament was this year.
Yeah.
To be fair, I
that
don't
is
think
true.
that should be a crime, but
No, see,
worse
I'm-
crimes
I'm-
happen in
No,
Parliament
you forget
every day.
we are.
I am of the
a
opposite
nation's-
opinion. We need to, like, as a collective society, get on an anti-Coomer arc.
Also, it's when
I
you're
disagree.
when you're supposed to be doing your job. Like this is like in the fucking room.
It's while the
is-
debate is
Well,
going
I mean, it's
on,
not
like
fucking
during the
children level, but-
PMQs.
That's how it was noticed.
There was a legitimate politician who got caught like back in 2015 watching porn.
Incredible.
Or there was another much more spicier take because this regards video games, and in Britain, like video games are seen as fine and whatnot. But if you were playing video games doing your job, it's like, oh no, very very bad.
I mean, yes, you're not doing
that-
your job.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but it's considered even worse than watching porn for some reason.
like
I think.
I understand that, like, if they're like Parliament is in session and they're watching porn, I'm like, yeah, okay, they're a bit distracted from their duties, and that is a problem.
A little bit.
But to just,
A little bit.
oh my god.
But no, we've had several bills now who kind of like, the save the children kind of bills with like porn and shit.
Oh, Save the Children bills are always nefarious. Like, there has never been a Save the Children bill that wasn't, like, first of all, didn't do anything for kids,
Well, what?
and wasn't
What about
nefarious.
minor workers? What about people who are slave labor, child slave labor?
They
Was
will
that
do
was
that.
that a
for
bad
the
one?
Hinds.
We should have child labor.
Minecraft
Damn,
shows
burger
this.
with
Yeah,
hot takes.
Minecraft proves this. I have the theory is proven by the praxis of Minecraft.
What we should have is just a bunch of 12-year-olds making, like, IRL Minecraft dynamite cannons. This is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. I do agree.
Or,
There's-
have them program pistons to fire themselves up into the air eternally, providing
There's
It would
currently,
still get
power.
federally funded faster than universal healthcare.
There's a currently debate in Germany by fucking Nancy Faeser. She's the Minister of the Interior and notably very fond of, like, every fucking week she tries to implement some means of like censorship. And now her plan is to, like, oh, we need to make sure that we are defended against cyber, because the way that Germany handles cyber attacks currently is terrible. Basically, there's no, like, centralized federal cyber attack command center. Every, like, town has to do their own cyber defense. Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. And what she's trying to do now is to create the legal basis for the government to, like, be shutting down servers that it deems like a cyber risk. And the guy from the Chaos Computer Club, because the Chaos Computer Club advises the government on things like this. They never listen, but they do advise them. And he, like, straight up, he was in, like, an interview, like, the speaker for them. He was like, yeah, well, the problem with this is just that like, we've tried to explain that is just not how that works. Like, that just isn't how cyber attacks work. That is not how you can't stop a cyber attack by just shutting down a single server. But what that will give the government the power to do is to just shut down servers that it deems dangerous for any reason. And that's the real goal of this.
Yeah.
So it's
So
probably
government
it's probably not gonna pass because it's a nominally left-leaning government. But the fact that, like, someone basically Germany's Labour Party would do this, I mean, Nancy Faeser would be much better in the. It's the people who join Labour because they want to become powerful politicians, not because they believe in Labour.
Oh, you
They
mean
just,
the fake, yeah,
They
the
just-
fakies. So basically, a Blair.
Essentially, they're-
aesthetic.
yeah, she's a sort of Blair, the equivalent to a Blairite.
Ooh, spicy.
Again, I will never stop bringing up Blair and Blairites because fuck them. Genuinely, I fucking hate Keir Starmer right now. I genuinely want to see him removed as head of party.
For the
Through any
longest
means
time,
necessary.
I was absolutely certain that Tony Blair was Tory. I even remembered seeing him
Wow, that's
as a
just-
Tory on Wikipedia, just on his policy track record.
I
Real
mean,
quick,
I'm
speaking of-
with you there. Like, I don't like whenever people go like, "Oh yeah, he's Labour's," like, I don't believe you.
Yeah, that just does not seem correct.
It doesn't compute.
Yeah,
hey, real quick, I have a question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Question about British politics. There is a you guys know that video from that music video from Spitting Image, Commons of House.
What?
No.
No.
Commons of House, fucking okay. Well,
I know
here's
the
this
show.
image. Yeah, well, I'll try and find it for you guys. Long story short, there's a politician who's apparently fucking a dog. Who is that, and why do people say he fucks dogs?
I mean, maybe he's a white woman. Who knows?
It's
It's definitely one of the white women in Parliament. Come on.
I mean,
the best funny.
David Cameron fucked a dead pig, so...
Well, let's get the story straight, right? He put his balls and penis, as his fruit and veg, in the mouth of a dead pig.
that is fucking.
He
That is
gave a
fucking-
pig.
No.
Your
Like,
dick
fucking
is inside of it.
fucking is a very
He
deliberate
made
act.
a
No,
bit-
it's
much-
no,
it's
no.
much funnier to like make shit up about him fucking pigs.
No. So let me elaborate.
If you gotta go
He
into
made
semantics.
A dead pig.
Yeah.
He made a dead pig give him fellatio.
He did not have sexual relations with that pig.
Is fellatio not fucking now?
This is like the David Cameron fucked a pig mental gymnastics versus David Cameron put his penis and balls into a pig's mouth mental gymnastics.
I mean, to be fair, that is literally what the media was doing.
One of this is
he didn't fuck a pig. He put his
clearly
balls.
similar.
What's the? I think Jane Goody was like on live TV cracking a joke of like, oh yeah, she might have like a long like weird history behind her, but at least she's never put her genitalia in a pig's mouth.
No, she's
Okay, so the guy I'm thinking of, the guy I'm talking about is named Cecil. Who is Cecil Dogfucker? What's his actual name?
Okay, so just
I mean, he's named Cecil. Already there, the name is sus.
information about British politics. There's a whole family of extremely rich guys called Cecil.
you're going to have to be
Well,
specific.
it's a fucking boppity Salisbury's. This is
What?
the
Just
Salisbury family.
watch. Here's this. It's not.
Salisbury?
It's like a bit of the episode too. Just and it's kind of cut weird, but that's the best. Like,
Seriously, now that we're talking about like sexual shit when it comes to Britain, can I just say I fucking hate the sexual laws in Britain as well? Like, we do not believe women can rape anybody. It is literally you have to be doing the penetration for it to be
Wow.
considered rape.
Fucked up.
Nothing
That
else.
is, it's
So
literally
it's like-
impossible.
It's literally
No.
impossible for a woman who isn't wearing a dildo.
Pegging still counts.
I
Pegging
would say
still counts, but you have to be wearing the dildo.
I would say
Well-
coercing somebody into having sex even though they don't want to. So like if somebody
Like,
was
there
drunk
was
or
this
something, that would still
big
be considered
story.
rape.
Well,
There's-
apparently
there's
legally
this
it
big-
isn't.
Well, that
No,
sucks.
legally it isn't.
We should change the laws.
There was
there
also
is
this-
Legally,
Another side to
rape
that,
is
though.
the act of forcing yourself upon someone.
Yeah.
No, here it is. It is the act of forcefully penetrating someone. However, sexual assault does carry the same maximum limits. So
Yeah, that is true. But again,
in practice, it
I
doesn't
feel like
really matter. It's
Yeah.
more of a
I
kind
but
of in concept.
I
fuck.
dare you to say this to like some radical feminist who was like, well, he went to jail for sexual assault but not rape. I dare you.
Ooh.
I
Yeah, no,
double
they're not gonna
dare
have a
you.
fun time.
I
But the other
triple
thing is, there
dog
was
dare
there
you.
was
Oh,
there was a
not the
there
triple.
was
I
there
mean,
was there was there was hello. Can
We're
I
listening.
just
Just
yeah, no, but it's like everybody's trying to talk over me, and every time I try and add a word, it's like I'm not.
To be fair, you do
Yeah.
talk over other people a lot.
Yes.
That is true. I do try and avoid it, but yeah.
Who didn't go to jail for rape? I'm sorry, I had the mood
Yeah,
step
there
with my
was-
computer for a second.
There was a case back in like 2016, I want to say. I can't remember the actual date, but a guy got raped by his girlfriend, not by her using a dildo,
Yeah.
but by her tying him up and
Oh my
forcing
God.
herself on him.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was the chick with the
And
machete.
the police, no, she held a knife at him. She held a
Oh.
knife
Oh
at
my
him,
God.
tied him up. Yeah,
what lovely conversation.
Yeah, it's.
yeah, no.
I mean, we were talking about like systemic child rape earlier.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
not as bad, even.
Mm.
Eh.
But like, and it's like the police didn't even prosecute it, and
What
They
the
were
fuck
like,
is it
no,
with
no,
police
that's not
not
rape.
prosecuting straight up
again,
crimes in England?
This is just a crime.
the
There is
police
no.
here. Like, we got broken into a few years back. Like, we got most of our valuables taken away from our house
Again,
by
a
robbers
crime?
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an actual crime. While we were away on holiday, the police abandoned the case. Like, I think 3 days into it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. The police,
So,
the police, need I remind you of the Rotherham scandal? Like,
Yeah.
whenever people
It's
say, oh,
already
the
come
police.
up today.
Yeah, it's like, I will constantly remind people, oh, the police in Britain is great. Rotherham scandal. Bam. Just
I mean,
case closed.
the-
I do not
But
want to
bringing
fucking
up
mean,
hear
that-
Rotherham is racist, though. So
Yeah.
chess
not only is it racist, but the politicians also don't like it
Yeah.
Oh, my
because
God.
you know it proved the fact that they don't care about their constituencies.
Yeah, they don't. But it's like, do you know how long
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Those people
He's-
go?
they're cutting
7 to
him
15
off.
years. And so
You're gonna get assassinated.
the people-
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get assassinated
They're
by
cutting his
MI6
line
and
right
MI5 combined. Give me a second.
What was I gonna say about this? Oh yeah, to be fair, like having the police sent against you in the UK is kind of a joke because there's some fantastic videos on the internet of like one dude with a stick fending off like 30 British cops.
With a stick?
Oh no!
Yes.
See, the better one, right? The better one is it's a semi-famous clip, right? Back from the early tens, of a Scottish guy minding his own business and the police, wanting to arrest him for one thing or another, and he fights them off with, and I shit you not, harsh language that leaves two of the officers crying.
That is the power of being Scottish.
Yeah, that sounds about
That's
right.
the best.
Oh my god.
No, but the other thing I want to say, like, also the legal system is fucked. I've said that ad nauseum, but there
Most of
was
them
a
are.
case going around when they were sentencing the guys who committed the Rotherham scandals. One of the guys wanted to see his rape baby, and I kid you not, the court was considering it.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Like, it wasn't even like we're looking at what it is. Oh, you want to see your rape baby? No. It's like, this guy wants to see his rape baby. Let's discuss it. It's like,
I mean, you have to discuss it because it gets brought up in court. That's what courts do. But
yeah, but it's like, it was like the mom was saying, like, no, please don't. And they were like, no, we have to because, like,
We have
he's the father.
I mean,
He's
that
the
is how
father. That
courts
was
work. Like,
literally-
it's fucked up that is even a thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
they.
Yeah. No, but as soon as rape baby is brought up, the perpetrator of that rape has no right to see the child, in my opinion. Like, as soon as that's brought up, like, no.
I don't think
Alright.
any.
No.
I understand that, and I support it. but you know, in a court of law, you have to discuss this. That's what the court of law is for.
Why? Wait, what was the justification for letting the rapist see his child? Like, well, seeing like what was the
He's the father.
justification?
He's the
Oh,
father. That was the only justification.
It's the right of the parent, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
Put the sperm in
like,
there. So.
he wasn't like, but like this feels like it feels like the same. This feels like this could be like justified with how you don't want abusive parents see their kids, but like I'm not educated enough to like find a way to connect those two together. Okay.
No, this
Like,
is like you are.
You don't
telling
let felons see their. He's a felon. You don't let felons see their kids. Like, why the fuck would he?
Wait, you
No,
can't
this-
have felons see their
felons
kids?
see their
This isn't the
kids?
same. No,
That's
felons
messed
should
up.
see their kids, but if it's a rapist, a felon should be able to see their family. But if that felon has raped somebody and wants to see their rape baby and form a
if-
connection, like
It's
automatically,
it's
fucking
the
no.
it's like the right. I reckon that immediately gives the mother like the exclusive. I don't know what the fuck the parenting rights are called in England, and that includes the right to like preclude people from seeing,
Yes.
seeing them.
What if
I
his
think
name
we're
is just
all in
Raymond
agreement
Smith?
here that that's a terrible thing. The thing that is just being said is that is the kind of thing that gets discussed in a court of law. When a motion is brought up, the motion must be considered. That is how the legal system works, and it is good that the legal system works that way.
That is true. But at the same time, it was like, this was after he got sentenced.
Yeah.
This was like a few years after he got sentenced, and he was asking to see his rape
Yeah,
baby.
but that
It's like,
doesn't-
no, you got sentenced.
But they dismissed it, though.
I don't
They
know.
need to talk about
need
it
to keep-
before they dismiss it.
Yeah, that
You
is
can't
true.
just dismiss it offhand. You need to at least say, yeah, he is a rapist, and he raped the mother.
It would set a
and
very bad
she
precedent if they
doesn't
didn't.
want that.
True.
So then that is the conversation. That is all the
That is it.
consideration that goes into it. I mean, there may have been more. I fully expect in an English court that would
I
happen.
would not. Yeah, I would not. I would not be surprised if they said, "Yeah, maybe he gets the right." Because again, courts in England tend to be very sexist when it comes to certain, like obviously for divorce, which is always the case. No matter the court you're in, it's always going to be in favor of the woman, right? Most of the time.
So, to steer the conversation over to a more cheerful and fun topic.
God bless you, sir.
God bless
yeah.
you.
This was getting fucking.
Yeah, no,
eh.
Yeah,
But,
no, I was.
so,
I was. going for
Story from work.
Yes,
What did he say? What? I
You're
still
during
read it.
the-
we're getting a new story.
Yeah,
Yes.
we love
Yay.
stories.
So,
Love stories.
about a month ago, right? We had a week-long sale, and we had 2 people come into the store every day of the sale asking, "Oh, can we get like this and this at a reduced price?" And obviously, they got told no because it's not part of the sale. But they thought it was, and they always came in at the same time, right? Right around like 10:55 a.m. in the morning.
Was this the same people?
Yes, the exact same
Oh
couple.
my god.
With the same product.
Yes. And
Okay.
every time, right?
Every
every
day you
time-
just tell them no.
Every time they got told no, they were like, "All right then," and they'll start to go to walk out. And every single time, they would walk into the fucking window, and
Good for them.
it's like it's not even like we have a massive sign right on the window that says, "Yeah, no, the exit is like 10 meters to your right." Like you literally cannot miss it, and like there's even a sign above that says "Exit here."
Love Denmark so
This
much.
is some Groundhog Day shit.
oh yeah, and it's like first day we hear bonk, guy falls down. Like, all right.
Hell yeah.
Second day, both of them like walk into the fucking.
It got worse.
Schadenfreude
and
is
it's like-
amazing.
By day 5, they walked into it so hard we were afraid that the glass was going to shatter.
Incredible.
Is this like a side thing? Are they doing it to like anger you?
No, they were just
They just forgot every time.
no, like you know how every now and then, right? You meet someone who you are convinced is an NPC from Oblivion.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
That
Yeah.
that is
In
what
this
like
situation.
this
Exactly
is like
that feeling.
this is like they were trying to like Bethesda NPC like no clip through the fucking window as they walked out.
It's
Wait,
unbelievable
walked
enough
through the
that they
window?
came into the store every single day to ask the same question.
At the same time.
But I did you check? Is the nav mesh in your store okay? Did you check that? Like,
I don't know, man.
I'll
Like,
be honest, this
incredible.
kind of sounds like the kind of thing
I'll have to call Todd Howard.
this sounds like the kind of thing I would like organize with a friend to do.
Yeah.
Going to the Minions
Yeah.
movie in formal attire.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, right?
Absolutely
There's a
would do.
continuation of this story.
Oh
So
boy.
Oh,
this week there's another sale, and the products they wanted are now on sale.
Oh joy.
have they been in yet?
Yes, they have, but they wanted the products that were on sale last time.
What the fuck?
Admittedly, they found out where the exit was, so some improvement was made to the AI.
Hey.
I can like imagine
Someone's
them
doing
like
bug fixes.
standing outside the store, like giving each other like a pep talk, like this time. Steve, we're not gonna walk. It's right there.
I'm
I
getting-
know we
I'm
can't
getting
see it
s-
because it's made of glass, but we have to remember it. I'll write it down on the back of my hand.
Are they just wait? I'm getting some of this. Are there customers who come in and then just like slam into the front door because it's glass and they can't see it?
There's
no.
that was like not even a fraction of the story.
Yeah,
How-
this is like the window between, right? So the entrance and the exit, right, are 20 meters apart, right? And
Oh,
on the same sort of like level plane, right? They're like the same sort of set of glass windows. And
How
it's
clean are your windows?
not that clean.
Jesus Christ.
Which boss, if you ever watch this stream, get the fucking windows cleaned already. Stop being a mooch, right? On all of us, right? Hire someone to clean the windows.
Wait, they don't make you clean?
Of course not.
It's not his job.
Yeah, we're not hired to clean. I'm hired to work support. My coworkers are hired to do sales. The
bruh.
cleaning lady is hired to only vacuum the store.
God damn.
This is socialist praxis.
Or like that. Okay, so
I
the
wish
two
all I
guys-
had to do was my job.
Yeah.
So no one can. So wait, what are they? What are they
Yeah.
coming in to ask again? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't-
You should. Did you? Were you not paying attention to the story, or why? Is
I was somewhat. I don't know why I blanked out. Something happened.
Yeah.
Are you in fact an Oblivion NPC?
Oblivion
This it's
NPC alert.
strangely fitting for what happened in the story. Like,
God, I have
I have
it
them
sounds
tomorrow.
it sounds like the AI
I have
is
been
breaking
working
down again.
there. I have been working there 2 years hired and about 3 months as an intern, right?
yeah.
And the
Okay.
amount of stories I have picked up in that like short period of time in retail has been nothing short of astonishing.
I do love interesting shit happening.
Yeah, it's like until I worked retail, right? Because I worked for the government beforehand,
Yeah.
which
Right.
worked for them 6 years, and I was treated like shit. Worked 2 years in retail, and I've never been treated better. So you know,
Damn.
yeah,
Wow.
it's so like to people out there, like genuine advice: if you're looking for like a place to work at, look up
Go to
like,
Denmark.
look at employer reviews of a place. If they treat their employees nice, go apply for a job there. Even if it doesn't pay as well as you might like, as long as
Yeah.
it covers your bills, you're
The
gonna get.
environment is so important.
Oh yeah, I'm being paid like 40% less than I did at my last job, and I would
Mhm.
still take this job 10 times out of 10,
What'd you
even
do
if
at the
it's
government?
retail.
Out of curiosity, what did you do at the government?
Same sort of shit. Basically, I started off at as Tech 1 at a city historical archive, which then expanded to working on 9 different locations for the government, then went to Tech 2, Tech 3, and then became a system administrator.
Nice.
Even though I don't have the qualifications for any of this. Hi, government.
Yes.
I mean,
So
if you have experience, that's a qualification.
I mean,
Yeah.
I learned more at my job than I did at college, so...
Hell yeah. College
Yeah,
is just
That is
stupid
usually how it
piece
goes.
of paper.
Yeah.
Mhm. Speaking of archives, you guys see what's going on with the Internet Archive right now?
No.
What happened?
No.
Is
It's
it did it
being
get shut
sued
down
by
for?
like a big corporation because they are being like a virtual library, like an actual virtual library.
Oh,
What is
what
happening?
what
Where they-
content? What content is being preserved that they don't want preserved?
No, it's not that. It's they are allowing people to upload scans of books they have.
Oh, this shit again.
And they give out certain amount of copies for those books that they have. And if those
Okay.
copies don't exist, you don't get that book because it's being rented at the moment.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I can't remember. Hang on. Let me bring up the article again.
And they're mad at
Now,
for library.
Because some of the books are copyrighted, which I can kind of understand, but then again, copyright
No,
law
but
is
it's
kind
a
of bullshit.
library.
Okay, but that'd be like if I gave my friend my book. Like,
So
I have
it's-
it. You can have it.
Boys and girls, I might have a controversial take here. I don't know if the world is ready for this, but information should be free.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are these scientific books? Are these science textbooks and shit?
Well, I know a lot of young adult authors are
young adult
very
fiction?
against this. Yes.
Guess something. If they get sued by a specific entity, this group of people who run this website, what happens if they just ignore that lawsuit and just not make contact or just like not
I
do
don't think
anything?
you know how
What
laws
happens?
Don't show up in court. You can't mount a legal defense.
Yeah.
What happens if you just
Yeah.
don't? What happens if you just don't? What happens if you just don't come to court?
You get
All your
convicted,
shit gets taken away.
Yeah.
then yeah, you
And,
just
like-
lose. I mean, you don't automatic. It might be that the case might be dismissed, but in
Yeah.
most likelihood, you're gonna get convicted, and then you're gonna lose. Just gonna lose the fucking case. The court is gonna say this and that, and then that's gonna happen.
And usually
Okay,
these kinds
so-
of judicial courts are also, massively in favor of the bigger company.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So my only worry from this is so they have filed that at the federal judge to recognize its digital book lending practices as lawfully fair use through a motion in the U.S. District Court. But my worry is because there's so much on it. There is like it is basically the Library of Alexandria. I'm gonna go that far. It is.
Yes,
it
Isn't
is-
that the internet?
Well, if they win this one
But,
case,
like,
though,
there is
if
so
they
much-
can secure the precedent of it being fair use, that already
But-
insulates them from a lot of future cases.
Yeah, but the other thing is, there is a lot of shit here that is copyright free or that is like abandonware and shit, right?
I mean, that's not what they're getting sued over, though.
They're not getting sued over that, but my worry is they damage the Internet Archive so much that, again, this might be like a completely irrational figure.
No, that's
from
always
me,
the
but-
intent, though. Like, I understand what you mean, and you're absolutely correct. Like
Because
it's a
I have
strategic
found
thing.
so many. It's like I've found so many old programs from there that was like, holy shit, this actually exists.
Yeah.
Or like so many old documents from like back in the day. From like old programming shit, because I'm really into like retro programming.
This is like how they made fucking
and
Aaron
it's
Swartz
like,
kill
it
himself
is-
for making fucking the thing the name of which I have just forgotten.
Who's Aaron Schwartz?
The Sci-Hub.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. Aaron Swartz was the guy who came up with Sci-Hub. And it's because the lobby of the like scientific publishers specifically is so unfathomably powerful. Like at this point, it's come to the point where a lot of universities are actually boycotting they're no longer buying subscriptions to Elsevier and shit like that. It's come to that point where universities, which are fairly wealthy institutions, are like, no, that we're not going to do that. We're not going to buy your shit, which we need for our work.
So I'm
Yeah.
looking up who Aaron Schwartz is, right? And just look at him. Are we sure that he didn't just like skin morph into becoming Martin Shkreli?
No, he definitely did, because Martin Shkreli is an absolute sociopath. And Aaron Schwartz is a very good guy. He did, I'm pretty sure he did invent Reddit, which is, you know...
Did he?
That may have worsened his karma a little bit.
A little bit. That's a universal hate crime, my dude.
But he did, like, they basically, he used a Stanford University account, which he had because he was a Stanford student, to, like, copy some scientific papers, which he had legally had access to, because as a Stanford student, you have an account that is licensed to access those papers. And because he did that, the government, not some private corporation, got him with some, let me actually look up the real statute, some massively overblown fucking statute that they put in there because they were acting on behalf of these companies to, like, completely annihilate him. The Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. To charge him with wire fraud. Carrying a cumulative maximum penalty of $1 million in fines and 35 years in prison. For copying files onto an account that he legally had access to. That is what he did. And they did it, and they went so fucking hard against him that he ended up killing himself.
Whenever people tell me the government is your friend, it's like, don't get me wrong, I like left-wing
Who says
governments, but
Who are you talking to?
there are a lot of people in my family who tell me the government is your friend. Not
The government is
necessarily
probably
like
your
the-
friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
probably.
rich, you have
No,
money.
Yeah,
You are in fact
like-
posh.
fuck off. My dad's a fucking French banker. He wouldn't get shit from the English
I
government.
mean, he's
He
a
actively
banker.
votes against the current government. So, no. He
I
faces
mean,
it, but-
Current government votes against the current government.
Yeah.
God, fucking Boris Johnson again.
Boris is proof that you can just get away with all, like, the more of a sociopath you are, and the less respect you have for, like, the moral traditions of the fabric of government, the more successful you will be at it.
I mean, like, I don't know what people expected of Bojo.
Yeah.
It's like, have you seen how he behaves?
Yeah, he is an actual
He doesn't-
psychopath.
It's
No,
like,
he's not a
yes, Bojo, what's your plan for fixing the NHS? Well, I'm going to throw batteries at steel things. It's like, the fuck are you on about? Look at my hair. I was like, okay.
What the
Yeah, he does.
Like, it's that level of insanity that we're working with.
No, there's nothing insane about Boris Johnson. He is extremely calculating. Like, the hairdo is very much on purpose.
Yeah.
He just has absolutely no sense of shame. He is a legitimate sociopath.
Yeah.
I mean, like, one didn't have to look very far either, because have you seen his dad? He's arguably worse.
That may well be true.
Wasn't his dad like an author of some kind?
It was certainly some sort of aspect of English nobility, which is already questionable.
No, I thought he was born. Could be wrong though.
Boris
Give me a second.
Alexander de Pfeffel Johnson.
What?
His middle name's Dip Pfeffel?
DeFeffel?
What?
No, his middle name is
Pfeffel?
Alexander.
Where does Dip Pfeffel come from? What the fuck?
Alexander
It's-
Boris de Pfeffel.
Is it hyphenated?
Oh yeah. No. It's a French thing.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah,
I think also
his-
one of his great grandparents was
Esquire?
Turkish, by the way.
His
One of his
dad
great
is
grandparents was
Stanley
no, also-
Johnson, or Stanley Patrick Johnson, who's an Anglo-French author. Also former Conservative Party politician. And served as an MEP.
He was born in New York City, Boris Johnson was.
Interesting. We don't claim him.
That's messed up. Yeah, I don't think he.
Wait,
I
are
don't-
you
oh,
sure
Nemo,
that
you for-
Boris Johnson isn't just one of New York City's rats that got kidnapped and then, like, dressed up as a human?
The sewer gators.
I would not be surprised.
Like, have you seen how big those things get?
Yeah, no, they get big, motherfucker.
I still can't get over the fact that Alberta has literally no rats. That's amazing.
Must be cursed.
Alberta.
No, they just ran a rat extermination program. That was really, really effective, and
Yeah,
it's
there's
illegal
no
to
rats
have.
in that whole region.
Yeah, like
That's insane.
rats have been made illegal. Like their very existence.
I mean, are you gonna?
It's
you gonna
on
arrest
site.
them? I don't.
It's on site basically. They like the people come out with like 2x4s and brooms and shit and kill them. And if you're discovered as bringing in rats, you're getting massive fines and jail time.
Okay, just to he was in 2014, he was the honorary Australian of the Year in the UK.
Who?
Boris Johnson?
What? Yeah.
You gotta be
When did he
joking.
become an Australian?
That is exactly my question. He was born in New York.
Yeah,
Did he just-
Okay.
Did he just show up with an Australian ground harness and was like, "Ah, yes, I'm one of you guys"?
I've seen a kangaroo before.
You're making him sound too much like Winston Churchill.
He tries to sound like Winston Churchill, though.
No, he does, but at the same time, like,
Incredible. Incredible, dude. Incredible.
God.
yeah.
But yeah, his
Yeah.
name is fucking Alexander de Pfeffel. He calls
Again-
himself Boris Johnson to seem like a normal human being, but he
To
comes
be
from like an
fair-
unfathomably privileged background.
When people are surprised, it's like he fucking vetoed recently. Just like, was it today? He vetoed to
The motion of no confidence against himself.
yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
The
that was-
fact that he has the ability to do that, that any MP has the ability to do that, just like
Yeah,
I
the
wonder if there's-
justification, legally speaking, was that it was it's something that it was an opposition motion, and opposition business does not need to be discussed on like fucking government days.
Yo,
And because it concerned a minister, the prime minister, it just so happened, but a minister, the motion wouldn't have to be addressed.
hey gamers, I'm gonna bounce everybody. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, we're about to
Yes,
finish.
dear.
I mean,
Bye.
3 minutes. Anyway.
I mean, it's over.
To be fair, following procedure down to the rule is pretty fucking German.
No, but that's the thing. This is something that happened before with Harold Wilson. And such a motion in this exact scenario. And he didn't shut it down because he respected government and protocol. He was also a Labour Prime Minister.
well, he was like a proper Labour minister,
Yeah, he
not
was an
like those
actual
fake,
Labour, yeah.
proper working class Britain in it.
No, actually, Harold Wilson was from a pretty wealthy background.
Most politicians tend to be.
Damn.
Yeah, he was
I mean, if
Well,
One
actually,
thing
no.
I wanna
See, this is
mention-
the thing. The guy who was in office before him, the Tory, was actually from a humble background. Like that. But he was a fucking Tory sociopath.
oh, see, like Bojo, like having French ancestry makes sense now, considering the insanity he brought to Parliament. Have y'all seen like French bureaucracy?
That is a
No.
good
Oh,
point.
French bureaucracy is a fucking crime, my dude.
It is insanity, like rank insanity.
The French have very
Problems.
special. Yeah.
The French have actual mental asylums for people who go into French like bureaucracy, which is amazing.
Wait, hang on. Do they actually? Is this not
What?
a joke?
Like according to a friend of mine who lives in France, yes, like there are mental asylums that
I
are
would not be
entirely for
surprised.
people who worked in French
Especially
bureaucracy.
for the.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. Like, I've not heard of this, but I would not be surprised. Like,
I
French
mean, at least they're
bureaucracy is a fucking
prioritizing
policy.
mental health.
For all the
I
wrong
guess
reasons.
So.
For all the wrong reasons, my dear.
That is, yeah, that, oh my god,
Uh.
yeah, no.
Chérie, you are looking at it all the wrong way. The fact that we need asylums for fucking bureaucrats is a war crime.
I love the fact that your French accent sounds incredibly fake. Like,
Does. I was like, are you
literally,
actually
you
French?
are actually French, and it's like,
You have
Yeah, I
been
am French.
Briticized.
Oh, remember the guys we met at Going to Heaven, right? The French guys,
Yes.
right? I tried talking to them. They were like, my god, you sound very anglicized. Like, even your French is English.
boom.
Because, so, like, one of the examples you have is when you want to say I'm good in French, when someone asks you, are you good? It's ça va bien, like, it's going well, or bien ou bon, like,
Sauvignon
good.
Blanc. That girl who was like with them just trying to desperately learn French was great. There's this this was a queue that we were in for 3 hours. And
Yes, by the
there's
way.
this random English woman who was fit, but also she just she was like hanging around the French people trying to get them to teach her French, and then would just completely butcher it. It was so
Yes.
entertaining.
And I taught her very bad French, like very anglicized French. I told her like the way to say I'm doing good is, just that, like the English I'm doing good.
Je suis doing
Ça
good.
va bien. No, it's
Doing
je suis bon. Je suis bon, which does not work in French because it doesn't work. It's not proper French. And they're like, holy shit, you taught her that? That's wrong French, my dude. That's
It's-
like actual English.
The way to say it is je suis excité. That's how you say it. That's the only French you need to know. Thank you
Je
very
suis-
much. I'm ending the stream now.
Yes.
Oh, god damn it.